A new whistleblower, a new UFO whistleblower, blows the lid off everything. He says that he saw an egg-shaped UFO with no visible propulsion system. In fact, he was the operator of the helicopter, the pilot of the helicopter that picked up this UFO. In a new exclusive interview with investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, Jake Barber, a U.S. Air Force veteran, revealed that he saw an object that was white and egg-shaped. Barber said he was contracted as a helicopter pilot to retrieve all kinds of downed craft, some of which he believes are of non-human origin, in other words, extraterrestrial. He shared the moment when he realized that he was involved in a recovering of non-human technology, alien technology. He explained that it became obvious when their communication procedures were changed and when he saw the object on the ground. From its appearance, it was clear that the object was something extraordinary and different from anything human-made. He was a helicopter pilot, and typically he would work with a long line of about 150 to 200 feet. This time he got within 150 feet of the object, and when he got close enough, he saw something that looked like a white egg. He was asked if there was any visible propulsion system on the object, but he said there was nothing like that, like what we would recognize as an engine or any form of propulsion. He was operating at night using night vision goggles. Even with the goggles, the object's strange appearance remained clear. He would take the goggles off and on, examine the object from different angles to make sure he was not imagining things. And when asked how he knew the egg-shaped object was not from humans, Jake explained that based on his experience and everything he had seen before, it looked completely out of the ordinary. It didn't match anything he had ever seen. His teammates also had the same reaction. They all knew they were dealing with something far beyond what they were used to. Ross asked if he had ever been directly told that the craft was of non-human origin. Jake replied that in the years following the event, senior members of the UAP task force had confirmed that the object was indeed non-human in origin. He emphasized that this was not a one-time, unique experience. Similar things had been encountered before. Barber said, "Over the last couple of years, it's been confirmed to me by ranking members of the UAP task force that what we were working with that night was in fact NHI, meaning non-human intelligence, and it was not a unique experience," Barber said. In the history of ufology, the case of Lonnie Zamora was registered as the most authentic and well-documented UFO sighting in the United States. It's hard not to believe a police officer when he or she claims to have seen something not from this world. A police officer from Socorro named Lonnie Zamora witnessed a white egg-shaped craft in New Mexico when he was chasing a high-speed vehicle in 1964. On April 24, 1964, around 5:45 p.m., Zamora was chasing an overspeed vehicle in his cruiser on the outskirts of his town. Suddenly, he was diverted by a loud roaring sound and noticed a flame in the sky. Zamora said that the flame had been orange and bluish in color. He described it as funnel-like, and he explained that he drove for half a mile and saw a white object on the ground. And thought that it might be a car that had turned over, crossed to go out there to investigate, thought maybe somebody might be hurt. At that time, I saw this white, like an egg-shaped looking object. He contacted the station and told them about the situation, and as soon as he tried to get out of the car, a roar was heard again and the craft started emitting blue flame. This noise scared him, and he thought there might be an explosion, so he took cover and made his way back to his cruiser while keeping his eyes on the scene. The craft was moving upward with an increased sound, and Zamora could once again see an orange-blue flame coming out from under the craft. He also said that the object had an oval shape without any door or windows. During his radio interview with Walter Schroed, Zamora said that the two people had been seen near the craft were not humans. The following is a conversation held between Zamora and Schroed. Schroed: Did they have helmets on like spacemen or anything? Zamora: no sir, I wouldn't say they were people. I just saw something white, white coveralls, that's all I can say. Schroed: but you couldn't identify them as actually being an actual human being like you or I are? Zamora: no sir, I couldn't. It was very low to the ground at the time I was seeing it. It was very low to the ground up to the perlite mill there, and then it started gaining in altitude. There's no doubt about what Zamora had seen. Even the FBI investigated the case and discovered burned marks on the site where he had seen the craft land. The Air Force also recorded his case in detail for the Project Blue Book and concluded that they were definitely humans in white suits. And what's more, when the craft disappeared, another police officer, Sergeant Sam Chavez, arrived at the scene and he found his colleague totally lost and pale. And according to the investigation conducted by NICAP, Officer Ray Stanford, there were more witnesses who heard the loud roar around the same time as claimed by Zamora. From the police records, he found out that 3 people had reported seeing a bright object in the sky. On April 26, 1964, 2 days after Zamora's case, a local farmer went to check on his horses as if something was bothering them. He said he had seen an object in the shape of a butane tank. He also noticed a bluish-orange flame emitting from the bottom of the craft. Additionally, in the Voronezh UFO landing case in 1989, according to eyewitnesses, the object was oval egg-shaped, approximately 15 meters long, 6 meters high. The brightly glowing ship stopped 1 meter above the ground, rocking back and forth. 4 landing pillars emerged from the base of the object and sank to the ground. After the landing, a hatch slowly opened, and 2 grim human-like figures, one of them was 3 to 4 meters high, that's about 12 feet high, came out. The aliens were moving like robots. The shape of the aliens was described as boxes with legs and arms, and buttons were glowing on their chests. At that very moment, a boy from the group of children playing nearby screamed in fear. The tall alien cast his gaze at him with his central eye without moving his head. A light came out of his eye and hit the boy, which made him motionless for several minutes. And this is on House and Wise by Vicky Verma. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.